From Eugene, Naru, creatures of the light go through a void phase in their life cycle. Ardenweald, realm of death, is connected with the cycle of life. Burning Legion, army of Fel, was led by a fallen titan, creature of Arcane. Maybe there are 3 forces, not 6. I think that is a very interesting way to frame it. And it is kind of, what was the 7th and the 6th line?
Yeah,
you had earlier?
the 7th covets what the 6 hold fast.
And then what was the fractal line?
Oh yeah, it was something about some fractal that Jared was talking about that was like the 7th looking in. And then we found the line from the puzzle box of Yogg-Saron. That was the black goat with 7 eyes. Watches from the outside.
Yeah, now people always we would thought that the black goat with 7 eyes was Yasharj, and probably is, but from the outside bit is interesting because this sort of, extra universe or extra dimensional sort of thing is something that they've put in with the Alfarim, yeah.
Or Alrafim or Alfarim, one of the two.
So, it's interesting. I think the fractal thing it's basically saying it's like a Mandelbrot sequence. Yeah. You look at it, it looks like what it is, and then you keep on going through it, and you're like, oh, it's actually just infinite detail and complexity. So maybe it's that thing actually Eugene's brought up is, our current conception of the 6 is the Titan, so order-seeking understanding of what they are seeing. And maybe another way to see that is actually, if you look at these 6 forces, well, 3 of them are sides of the same coin. Or, are in tandem with each other. But then if you zoom out even more, maybe they are, all of these parts of sort of one fractal thing. You're sort of getting into the real... The nerdy side of the WoW lore, which is certainly something they're doubling down on with, Grimoire of the Shadowlands, the Alrafim stuff, the ever-living statuette, etc. So it's pretty big.
Yeah, we're getting very close to lore theories being, like, DMT inspired, as opposed to heavy metal inspired. It's very, very, very much. I hope we can. As much as it'll be really fun to delve into it, I certainly hope they don't try to get some of those concepts out to players.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to talk about these, all this fractal stuff.
Yeah.
In a way where your average player is going to get it. Because, I mean,
yeah, we're like,
we're computer science people who have done like shader work, in GLSL, and we've done all the matrix and the matricey stuff, and all that nerdy shit. But so you talk to Fractal about us, and we'll sort of get it, from the math stuff. But like, I mean, for your, I don't mean this in some sort of looking down way. It's just, it's some domain specific knowledge that we happen to have because of the domain we went into in university. If you went into another domain, or, your what you like is totally separate, you're going to see all of these like, big sort of domain specific concepts. You're just going to be like, oh, whoa, well, this is not what I'm here for. So I'm going to worry about that.
Yeah, don't have people buy, World of Warcraft metaphysics explained in Azeroth books. Like, don't be trying to sell those.
And I don't mean non-programmers can't understand fractals, TIL. It just, lots of people will not be thinking about nerdy math shit. Yeah, for so many people, they're like, well, the last time I needed Pythagoras' theorem was literally in school. Why would I pay any attention to this? I have a job in a completely different field, and, I play D&D with my friends, and, you're just disconnected from from that sort of thing. And, you can be highly educated and extremely smart, but just not happen to have ran across that domain-specific knowledge, because it's domain-specific knowledge. You ask us about some, like, really in-depth, like, health thing or something else, we're going to have no friggin' idea.
Yeah. Ask me about anything that isn't video games, I'm like, can I get back to you in 10 minutes, please?
Yeah, so it's that kind of weird thing. So, I think that what Eugene says there's probably a pretty valid way of looking at the forces. And I mean, certainly if you look at the Elune and Winter Queen, parallels or stuff going on there.
Yeah, it's like we haven't seen, outside of the Naru, we haven't seen entities that actually bridge the two gaps yet. So I think that's what they'll try to do with Elune, is Elune is not of one force.
Yeah.
Elune is of multiple forces, and that's how they came across. So it's almost like the number will reduce as you go up, likely.
That'll be it.
And then we'll have, we'll have whatever the why was I about to say the polyglot? I don't know what the word is.
It will both become more simple and more complex at the same time.
Yes, we'll get into higher and higher concepts until we're actually trying to parse World of Warcraft lore, and are just screaming gibberish at each other.
We're basically, we'll just be Neo meeting the architect. We got another from Eugene, sort of a follow-up. He said, what do we know about fell creatures? Sargeras was a titan. Nathrazim are of death. Eridar and many others are corrupted mortals. Some are titanic constructs, but who originally comes from the fell? Demons.
Demons, yep.
Demons are the ones that originally come from the fell. But I guess it's like, is there any sort of higher demon? There's a pit lords.
No, I don't think there's any like demon prime existence. I think which is actually weird, is some of the higher echelon of demons were always dreadlords, as far as we understood.
Which we now know they are not.
So I think the Fel don't actually exist in that kind of, because they're too chaotic. I don't think they ever had that hierarchical thing. Because the point was they didn't have the hierarchy of the Burning Legion until the fallen Titan of Order ordered them. He ordered the chaos into a weapon, but otherwise they just kind of fight. Outside of having what are they called? The little observer boys who seem to have some sort of, like, there are pockets of demons that seem to transcend chaos a little bit.
Yeah.
But not necessarily.
It's tricky. I don't know. I don't know. And it's one of those things where, you know, you bring too much order to chaos by giving it a leader and it doesn't feel like Fel anymore. But that is somewhere Blizzard could totally go with the narrative.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, is there more to Sargeras' story? Did he actually subjugate the true, you know, ruler of the demons? And, you know, maybe they're going to have a problem with Sargeras. Maybe they'll try to break out, rally all of the demons, try to take out Sargeras and Illidan. And, you know, maybe we have some crazy thing that leads us into this, like, big crazy demon expansion that feels different from the Burning Legion. I mean, who knows?
I'd be very annoyed if the demons had a leader. Basically just because I so firmly believe all of what I just said. I just
Fair.
God damn.
So it depends how you do it. I mean, like, you got the ruinous powers in Warhammer, and like they're pretty neat, and you know, they like kind of feed off like the psychic energies of humanity and stuff. Like basically the Eldar, they got so horny, and like their big orgy pits and, you know, sort of extravagances and things, it got so out of hand in their quest for pleasure that they spawned Slaanesh, you know, almost instantly killing most of their race. That game's got fun, or that setting's got fun lore. But yeah, I do wonder, you know, could we end up doing something that ends up like just creating the archdemon, where it's like, it's not the leader of the demons, but we have created an obscenely powerful demon.
Yeah, I would like to see if it's like all this Fel energy is bubbling up and it is chaos, like it is just a big fire that's just, you know, a demon, but it's, you know, it's pure like fury and rage taking form and just destroying everything around it that we have to like solve in a creative manner instead of just, you're a big bad, we will shout at you and then fight. Even though shouting and fighting at things is class.
Yeah, and then of course we get to play with our great ally Sargeras, savior of the universe.
Oh yeah, that'll be really cool.
That'll be one way to take it.
Sargeras is like, Illidan, I have seen you have defeated the Fel influence and become one with it. I too will follow your path. And by jailing me, Illidan, you have in fact freed me. And then everyone claps.
Yeah, there we go.
And I lie down and scream.
Yeah.